What's good, everyone? Night Cage here. All right, man, let me get into it really quick. Infernal Legion Chronicles episode number 6, part 6. Here we are talking about Legion formations, right? I'm gonna do this really quickly, guys. I'm gonna fly through this, okay? Because the idea here is to just kind of give you guys a glimpse of the codex. Because once I start painting things, I'm going to be doing painting videos. You guys will get to see the Legion actually getting painted in the Legion colors and it all coming together. And then you'll get to see these formations in action, of course. And we'll be revealing it with the actual models once it's done in greater detail. Going through the fighting strategies and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to get into that stuff now. Right here, I just want to do a quick reveal, a quick codex reveal. That's all I want to do really quickly. So this first formation that I want to share with you guys is called the Infernal Convoy. And this is a formation that I have been playing a lot. It is a lot of fun. So you can take a Mastodon as your command tank, and then you can take up to 3 Land Raiders and up to 6 Rhinos, okay? And basically what happens is the command tank has a void shield generator. So the command tank allows all vehicles within the convoy a 5-up invulnerable save because they benefit from the void shield. Okay, the void shield generator that the command tank is emitting. However, once the command tank is destroyed, that is lost and they play as normal. So that's all that is. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the next one because I want to move expeditiously through this. Hellforge formation, Lord of Skulls at the head as the Lord of War. Up to 4 decimated demon engines, up to 4 contemptor dreadnoughts, and up to 3 hell brutes. You have to take a minimum of 2 contemptor dreadnoughts, and you have to take a Lord of Skulls, and you don't have to take the decimator demon engines if you choose not to, and I don't have to take hell brutes if I choose not to. So I have an option of scaling points back if I need to scale the points back. So like, for example, if I want to field the Hellforge formation with minimum cost, then I can go with the Lord of Skulls and 2 contemptors and call it a day, and that will be my formation. Right now, special rules for this formation. This formation has Icon of Khorne, that is the Lord of Skulls, which means when demons enter play, if they're within 12 inches of the Lord of Skulls, they don't scatter. In addition to that, this formation gives all of the demon engines deep strike, and when they deep strike in, they have meteoric impact. That means when one of these engines come down, boom, it lands within 6 inches of you. Roll a d6. And whatever you roll, that unit will take strength 6 hits. This has not worked out for me very well. I tried this against the Necrons, and all of the Gauss weapons just made quick work of my Hell Brutes, and my Contemptors just got destroyed. So this is something that I still have to work on. We play tested it a lot, and it was fun to play test. However, every time I tried this formation against the Necrons just wiped me off the board. So I have to figure this one out. However, the Lord of Skulls does well, but the Contemptors and the Hell Brutes, they just get destroyed very quickly. All right, so moving on, because I want to keep it going. Planetary Assault formation. This formation was inspired by the new rule book that GW came out with for the Flyers, and we tried it with the dogfight phase and so forth, and we didn't really like the way that the new Flyers book works. It kind of made the game kind of bloated, and it made it really confused and really complex. So although we play tested this a great deal, and again it was fun to play, I'm still kind of dubious about that. I'm not so sure that I like that book. So let me keep it moving. All right, the next formation. This is an interesting formation here. This is called Angron's Wrath Shock Force, and basically the possessed Marines have to be on the board, and as long as the possessed Marines are on the board, the Raptors and the Warp Talons don't scatter when they deep strike. That's pretty much it. All right, moving on. Okay, the Red Sands Spearhead Force. All right, now this one was inspired by the Blood Angels. This is the exact same formation the Blood Angels have. The only difference is this formation has Storm Eagles and Berserkers, and the Blood Angels has Storm Ravens and Tactical Squads. But the formation is identical to the Blood Angels formation, and as well as the rules. All right. Now, these two formations are unique to me. I created these two. Excuse me. The Crimson Butcher host. Okay, this is a detachment actually. This formation is a detachment. It has a Lord of Slaughter at the head, and I've already told you guys about the Lords of Slaughter. Lord of Slaughter at the head, it can take 2 Contempted Dreadnoughts and then up to 5 squads of Terminators. Okay, and really interesting, it can take Mastodons or Land Raiders as transports or Thunderhawk gunships. Okay, the special rule here is the Lord of the Host. This is a special rule for the Lord of Slaughter that is in this formation, and basically what it does is it allows them to reroll fail charges, and it gives them 2 skull tokens at the beginning of the game and allows them to roll on the Eye of Corn table at the beginning of the game. That's all that is. Okay, the Teleport Siege Force is a Terminator formation. It can be led by an Exalted Champion or a Dark Apostle. One of them has to be designated as the commander. Okay, and special rules for that: swift deployment, which basically means that they all arrive at the same time if you pass your successful reserve rolls, and then the teleport attack has to do with the Legion specializing in Terminator boarding actions, teleport boarding actions, ship-to-ship boarding actions, where Terminators basically can teleport from their battle barge onto another ship to fight enemies in their vessels. This is what the World Eaters were known for during the Great Crusade. This is what they were masters of, ship-to-ship boarding. Well, the Infernal Legion is now using this tactic in this formation. So once per game, basically I can designate any point on the board as long as it doesn't take me into terrain, and that Terminator squad, you only can designate one, but that Terminator squad can choose to teleport to that location. That's all that is. A really unique formation. Okay, and the Birds of Prey Lightning Ray Force. This is one of my favorites. This is another flyer formation, and like I said, as I was creating this codex, I was considering the Flyers book, right? The new book that GW put out for the Flyers with the Flyers rules. And as we were playtesting this and we played it, we really enjoyed it. But we felt like that book, you know, especially with the dogfight phase at the beginning of the game, just made it a little too cumbersome. So although we play tested these, I have not played these since we made the decision to not really use that book. So I'm not so sure. I decided to put it in the codex anyway, but I'm just not so sure how we're going to play it out without that rule book. But it's something that we as a group have been discussing. Okay, moving on. All right, so this is my first detachment. All right, the Infernal Legion Great Host detachment. This is the first really big detachment. Okay, I have 3 detachments in the book. So it can be led by one of the Cauldron Lords or Angron himself at the top, and then the Great Host is made up of a Lord of Slaughter with his retinue. He can take Dark Apostles, Warp Smiths, or Exalted Champions. And then he can take up to 8 troops, up to 4 elites, fast attack, heavy support, right? And then auxiliary forces as well, war machines and so forth, right? And now this formation comes with Scriptures of Slaughter, right? I roll a d3 to figure out which scripture this formation is going to have. So they can get Commander of the Host, Fleet Command, Communique, or Boon of Cyprus, okay, as their Scriptures of Slaughter, right? All right, the Demon Hammer formation. This one is awesome. When I play this formation, I like to play against Eldar because I have one of the guys in our club is an Eldar player, and he hates this formation because this formation makes him have to fight me fair, right? Because the Eldar have lots and lots of shenanigans, like shooting at me and jumping up and shooting at me and jumping back twice. That kind of crazy thing, right? So the Eldar have lots of shenanigans where they can kind of taunt you. They can shoot at you and move and so forth. This makes that very difficult. Like, this particular formation is pretty awesome for a Chaos Legion. So let me show you guys this. So it is made up of up to 3 Havoc squads, 3 Obliterators, and then it can be supported by Sakaran battle tanks, Demolishers, or Predator tanks. But here is the cool thing about the formation. The cool thing is this special rule, Hammer of Khorne. Havoc squads have Skyfire and Tank Hunter. So now it only affects the 3 Havoc squads, but what makes them really unique is they really can bring flyers down, and being able to do that allows incredible staying power for the rest of the Legion. So Berserker squads wreak havoc when the Demon Hammer formation is on the board, because they don't have to be menaced by those pesky flyers flying around, shooting everything, killing everything. So this formation is pretty awesome. And like I said, one of my friends, Andrew, he plays his Eldar. And when I get an opportunity to play against him with his Eldar, anytime I take my Demon Hammer formation, he is very careful how he plays, because he knows that these Havoc squads are dangerous. They will bring your flyers down in a heartbeat. And that is really awesome. It keeps him honest. And even though he still beats me, the game doesn't end, in turn 3. The game goes to turn 6 or turn 5. Like it is a huge challenge, and it's a lot of fun. We really enjoy it. Okay, moving on to the next one, the Crew of Pretoria. This is Angron's formation. Okay, this formation is very sleek. It is Angron himself as the Lord of War, and the 8 Cauldron Lords War Council as his retinue. It is absolutely insane. Lots of special rules for this one, which I'm not going to get into. It's going to take too long, but I just wanted you guys to get a chance to see it. That is Angron right there in the picture. Okay, let's move forward. The the Blood Tide detachment. So here is my next one. The Blood Tide detachment. This is a detachment of all demons, and it looks like this. Okay, a Demon Prince. I can take a Herald, Blood Throne, Valkyria, or Skull Taker. Bloodletters, Flesh Hounds, Furies of Khorne. Yes, I have Furies of Khorne, guys. And they have the Mark of Khorne too. Blood Crushers, Skull Cannons, an Infernal Lord, or Angron. Yes, sir. This is an awesome detachment here. We have had a good time playing with this one. Okay, and here's a unique formation that I have. This is what I want you guys to see. This gets into my Traitor Guard regiment. This is called the Beastman Militia. Okay, this one is really unique. It's led by an aspiring champion, and I can take up to 6 Blood Mutant squads, up to 3 Blood Slaughterers, Cauldron of Blood Assault Tank, a Great Cannon of Khorne, and up to 3 Soul Grinders. Okay, this is just a formation of nothing but mutants, and these are my mutants, right? The Beastmen. Okay, and their special rules, Dregs of the Underworld, which we will get into, and Squabble. Yeah, they like to argue with each other. They oftentimes don't do so well, and the aspiring champion has to keep them under control. Okay, this is just a fun formation. I really enjoyed this formation. Okay, and now we get into the Blood Tide Kingdom. Now I'm going to stop here because I have a bunch of fluff that I wrote about the Blood Ogres. I wrote a whole story about them. This is the Blood Ogres, what my Blood Ogres look like, called the Blood Tide Kingdom. This is a formation for me to field a whole army of Blood Ogres, right? And they are fun to play with. I have played with them a lot over the last few months. And it has just been a blast. And I can't wait to reveal that, but I'm not going to do it now because it takes too long. And I'm already 14 minutes in. So I'm going to stop here. We will get into, in the next video, we will get into the history, the lore of the Blood Ogres, how they came into being a part of the Legion, and who their characters are. Yes, I have characters. The Great Tyrant, Ogre Lord. I do have characters. And this is the Over Tyrant here. His name is Gargoth Bloodtooth. We are going to talk about it, and it is really interesting. And I wrote a really long story for their fluff, and we'll talk about that in part 7. Right, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, hit the like button on the way out. Comment, like, and subscribe. I always appreciate it. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for hanging in there. Peace.